Welcome to my King Cab improvement series. You may have seen videos about this car, especially with the working digital dashboard and the Traxxas gearbox. This video is about 3D parts I designed for the King Cab. They may be useful for other King Cab fans as well. Drop me a message if you're interested, but remember, I'm not Amazon. Please be patient. To introduce all these parts, I introduce the Mad King. This car consists basically of spare parts I have collected over time for my first original King Cab. They all smashed together. It's more or less a rolling spare parts collection, so to speak. And of course, it got its own cockpit with a working digital dashboard. The body I got for this was in incredibly bad condition. Basically 3 separate parts with a terrible paint job. I used then tons of shoe glue to glue it back together and gave it a completely new appearance. By the way, yes, these are 16mm film reels in the background. They are for my 16mm film projector. You can also find an original Yamaha DX7 here, and a C64 with a 1541 floppy drive and tons of Atari ST stuff. Yes, the 80s. But I digress. Back to the Mad King. So after I discovered the magic of 3D printing, I started to design parts for my King Cabs. And some of them should fit just fine with the Hilux Monster Racer as well. Like this dirt cover. Others like the light buckets are exclusive for the King Cab, and I have no Hilux body to match them. To show the parts, I start from the ground up. First, the most exclusive parts, the display computer and the dashboard mount. Yes, I can make some more, but keep in mind that these are more or less handmade art pieces. If you want to see this in your car, let's talk. The display computer sits neatly in the front section of the King Cab that Tamiya generously left empty for crazy dudes like me. A slide is glued into this section and access to all the screws is still possible. The slide houses 2 10mm magnets, and the housing of the computer has magnets on the bottom and comfortably slides in. The display unit is mounted directly to the Tamiya cockpit set with a hole for the screen carefully cut out. But driving this open in the dirt would be a very bad idea. So I have designed a top cover set. And this might be useful for anybody that likes to keep some dirt out. The front section uses original screw holes. It's anyway unlikely this is to be reopened. And it gives a nice tight seal. The other elements need to be reopened, so they are held in place by magnets. It will not work with the classical mechanical speed controller, but with this setup of the electronics, it gives it a nice clean look. Of course, it's not totally sealed off, but it's good enough for some bigger debris. And this cover should fit the Hilux Monster Racer just as well. Next are the parts that hold the Tamiya cockpit in place. Of course, the cockpit was never meant to be used in a King Cab, but with some extra cutting, it fits the truck very well. The aft stand uses existing screw holes, but one additional hole must be cut into the electronics plate, but not the chassis. To mount it, I have to get rid of the cover. It's easy thanks to the magnets. The aft stand is made height adjustable with the Hilux Monster Racer in mind, but I have no way of telling if it actually works. The top cover is designed to clear the aft cockpit stand. The front mount again uses existing screw holes, just need some longer screws. The flap points forward to keep space for the dashboard display. This is very unlikely to work with the Hilux Monster Racer because the Hilux cockpit sits further back and the height is completely different. But maybe the aft stand is just right for keeping the cockpit up in the Hilux Monster Racer. Now the drivers can take their seats. Next are the biggest parts, the roll cage and the roof rack. I designed these for two reasons. First, give the body a reason to look that bad. I mean, look at this thing. It had a rough past. And second, this cage adds stability to this broken body by holding the sections together in addition to the shoe goo. And it gives plenty of space to rival all those scaler and crawler guys out there. Last, the other light buckets. Same like the Rollcage, it will only fit the king cab. Actually, the Mad King has no lights, so I have to use my main king's body to show them. They glue in place with shoe glue or double-sided tape. My light kit has no reverse light, but I made the LED holes regardless. So, these are all the 3D parts I have designed. If you're interested, drop me a message. I've created a post in the Tamiya forum as well. You can also private message me there. But remember, I am not Amazon.